Hi,
Hi
Sneha.
everyone. Hi Devyani. Welcome to another live session with Gravitas AI. Today we have a very special guest, and I would definitely want to hear more about her. So Devyani, if you could just introduce yourself and take us through your amazing journey, and then we can begin with the live session.
Sure. My name is Devyani. I have around 7 years of experience in customer success. Right now, I'm working with this company named Wesco. It's a US-based company, and then I've been involved and I've worked with a lot of brands across, like in India as well. So I've worked on enterprise clients like Nissan, MG Motors, Canon India, Carl Zeiss, and all of these brands as well. So currently, the company that I'm working is based out of US and is into the lighting solutions and is an NYC listed company as well. So I've been working on implementing strategies and creating new strategies for customer success, and then making sure that the customer experience that the customer is having is great. So yeah, that's
Excellent.
pretty much.
Excellent. I think that really covers a wide range of brands that you mentioned, and it's going to be amazing to discuss and understand from your perspective, how AI is working hand in glove with various brands and industries that you have seen in your career. So, with that, let's begin with the first segment, that is a fireside chat, and in which I think the first question that comes to my mind is how can AI enhance customer success in various industries, like you mentioned, and when we are utilizing these AI-based tools, how effective they are.
Okay. What I feel is that AI can be a game changer in the entire customer success in the like across the industries. When I say that,
Hmm.
what I mean is AI nowadays is giving you a personalized or maybe a more personalized support. Uh, so now what AI is doing is it's analyzing the customer data, which can be the purchase history, the usage patterns, etc., and then is like actually personalizing the entire journey the customer is going through. It's involved like it can involve recommending relevant features, providing targeted onboarding experiences, and then tailoring the support interactions as well. So if I take an example, let's say for an e-commerce platform, suggesting products based on the past purchases is something that the AI is already doing. So anything that we see or maybe we talk about as well is something that we see the ads on Amazon or maybe other platforms that we are using, the social media platforms as well. So we see that in the form of ads and other things. That is one thing. The other thing is predictive analytics. When I say predictive analytics, I mean is that nowadays AI algorithms can predict the customer churn rate as well. So based on the
Correct.
behavioral patterns of the customer, yeah. So it's predicting the churn rate. Now it's allowing the customer success team to actually go to the customers, talk to them beforehand, and talk to them like what are the different problems, helping them focus more on the potential issues and retain the customer. So that is something else which AI is doing. So identifying, so let's take an example of a SaaS product. So I've been working in the SaaS industry for quite some time now. Uh, so what I see is that if a user is not logging in into the tool, and if it's like not even logging in into the tool, the SaaS product that I have, so what AI is doing, it's helping us understand like these are the few things because of which the customer might leave us. So let's focus on improving those things so the customer success team can beforehand know what all things needs to be done in order to retain that customer, so it increases helps increasing the customer retention as well. Now, if we can take the example of Salesforce, Einstein, or to Tango as well. So these are some subscription renewal, like these AI tools help us in actually identifying the subscription renewal prediction as well. So it's predicting for you beforehand, like before the subscription is going to end, it's going to predict you if this customer is, going to stay with you or how you can just map the journey after like before the renewal as well. Apart from this, what I have seen is like, a lot of automobile, like in the automobile sector, majorly, it's happening, and in the e-commerce sectors as well. Chatbots and virtual assistants are very common. So what they are doing is they are helping you provide a 24/7 support, answering basic questions. So in case a customer is having some problem, and if the chatbots can be integrated in a way and can be made skilled in a way where they are able to answer basic questions. Some of the chatbots are so advanced that they are able to actually help you make a purchase even through asking questions from a chatbot itself. So it's doing that. It's helping troubleshoot the common issues, freeing up the okay, freeing up the bandwidth of the customer success team and helping them be involved more in the complex problems. Then we come to sentiment analysis. That is something as well, which the AI is doing. So it's analyzing the customer calls, emails, social media interactions, and helping you understand the sentiment of that customer and identifying if it's a dissatisfied customer or not, allowing you to have a quicker resolution to all the negative experiences the customer is having, and you can solve it. Which will lead to enhance customer satisfaction and increase loyalty as well. Then the customer
Right.
success
I think
can. You saying something?
yes. So as I was saying, like you mentioned about sentiment analysis
Yeah.
aspect of uh, customer success, because if you're aware of the patterns and sentiments that a customer is going through while making a purchase decision,
Mhm.
it will definitely lead to a lot of improvement in your customer relationship overall. And then
Yes.
how does AI essentially help you understand and meet needs of customer, wherein it is just not about their journey, but also the comprehensive experience that they go through while making that purchase.
Yeah. So what exactly happens is, so for example, let's say I am intending to buy uh, a car, let's say. Okay. Now, if I go to a Nissan's website, or maybe to an MG's website and like that, what will happen is that uh, I can, there is an option to actually chat with an agent. When I click on that, what is happening, and also these days WhatsApp communications are also like very uh, prominent. So what is happening is that I, as a person, like a company, I'm just sending a WhatsApp message or broadcasting it to 10 of my customers. Now when a customer is coming back to us at an odd hour or something like that as well, the AI bot is making sure that they get an answer there. So if they have, you can just set up a chatbot integration in a way where you can create bots, and then you can create an entire loop where they can just have one question. Let's say they have asked X question, they can get an answer for that, and with that answer you can ask have multiple questions integrated. So it can be a loop that you create in a chatbot itself, and that can help in the entire overall journey. In case a customer is in US and they have a question, or maybe they're buying something from an Indian company or something like that, they can have multiple set of questions being asked, and basis those answered questions, the results that are coming in, they are so much precise, and they are so much with in sync with what they want, that it overall enhances the entire experience.
Right. So, we can take from this that relationship management and improving your customer success not only go hand in hand, but then there has to be kind of an AI powered virtual assistant that catalyzes this process for say managers and end users as well. So it is not just a one-way communication that is from the organization to the end user, but also from the end user to you. So this two-way communication definitely leads to more optimized journey for yourself and even the analysis that comes to you through the
Exactly.
moving to our next segment, uh, where we would love to understand certain stories interesting narratives that you must have come across. So if you could just share some story where say AI-driven solutions specifically help improve certain customer success metrics. So do you have a story for us on that front?
Yes, definitely. So I'll just take an example. So I was reading, like, one of the articles, and there also I found this. So if we just talk about like Hilton honors, it's like the Hilton hotels chain. So they were like struggling with the loyalty program that they had. So what they noticed was that the guest experiences lacked personalization, potentially was leading to missed opportunities for upsells and lower satisfactions as well from the customer's point side. Now, what Hilton Honors did was that they implemented an AI solution, AI platform, which was AMP, which is artificial intelligence for marketing and personalization. So what it did was it analyzed
Hmm.
the entire customer data, like the guest data that was there available, which included the booking history, preferences, the loyalty program activity, and other things as well. And what it did was it tailored the guest experience in three different ways. So one was the pre-arrivals upsells. When I say that, it means that based on the guest preferences, AMP was suggesting them relevant upgrades like a room with a city view, or maybe an access to the executive lounge, and like that. The second thing was it targeted in-stay offers as well. So it targeted on in-stay offers. When I say is like during the stay of the guests, what it did was AMP recommended spa treatments. It also recommended restaurant reservations, or maybe if they can go and visit local attractions based on the guest interest and all that. So it was recommending them that as well. And most important, it was giving them a personalized communication. So what it was doing, it was sending a targeted email before, during, and after the stay, reminding the guest about the past preferences and offering them exclusive discounts as well. So when this all was done, what was the impact on this particular on Hilton was that it increased the revenue. So the personalized upsells and offers led to an increase of 10% revenue per guest. So that's a very huge, increase. If we say just through an AI implementation, they got a 10% increase in revenue per guest. Then the guest satisfaction also improved. The targeted communication that they were sending and the relevant recommendations also resulted in a higher guest satisfaction score, which could be CSATs in terms of other like products and different industries as well. Then it also enhances brand loyalty. They like the personalizing by personalizing the guest journey. Hilton Honors fostered like a strong brand loyalty and repeat business as well. So they got a lot of repeat business, and a lot of customers that were staying, like guests that were staying there, were also coming back there because the experience was so good. So through the AI implementation and having the entire backend set up like that, they actually it actually worked good for them, which could have not been
Uh,
possible humanly. Like would have taken a lot of time.
I think, Devyani, that was a very well explained example, and you actually covered the next question that I had. Along with it, that how did it actually boost? Because in terms of matrix, and when you're talking about numbers over there, it becomes very essential to understand that okay, you are implementing a tool, but how did it end up, and what was the ROI? Because AI tools may not be as difficult as to integrate, but inserting them into the process, your daily standard procedures, and training people over it, essentially making sure that the tool is being utilized to its optimum capacity, is something that requires a lot of intervention in terms of human resource, IT. There are various silos that come together, marketing, they need to put in strategies, so on and so forth. So I think that was a very well explained, example. Thank you so much for taking us through that, understanding that okay, not only the industries that we see through our eye every day, but also industries that are hidden, like say hospitality, that we might not see so much of,
Yeah.
their operations day in and day out. So I think that was very well explained, and great to learn about it. Um, Moving to the next segment, in your expert opinion, what do you think would be future trends in AI, wherein we could drive the customer success, and maybe you could also add in a bit about how organizations can keep themselves prepared about these kind of trends, and how can they adapt to them?
Okay, great. So what I think is that the future of AI in customer success is like having is brimming with exciting possibilities. There are some trends that we need to watch on, and organizations also need to be watch to watch. The first thing is like I think right now what I was talking about in the entire session is about personalization. Personalization is something that will eventually help an industry to have more satisfied customers and help them in a lot of ways, the customers as well, so they'll be having a high satisfaction score. But apart from personalization, there can be a hyper personalization as well. So let's say let's just imagine an AI like Amazon's recommendation engine that goes beyond suggesting products based on past purchases. What it's doing is now it's analyzing the real time data like weather forecasts or say your calendar entries and suggest you relevant items. So let's take an example that I am going for a camping trip. Now, my camping trip is coming up, and the weather forecast predicts that there's going to be rain. Now, the AI might recommend a new rain jacket or maybe a portable camping shelter to you basis, the weather forecast and the calendar entries and other things that you have on your device. So it's
Correct.
instead basis your past purchase. It's right now showing you the giving you recommendations of what else you can buy. But analyzing and monitoring different things across or near you and then suggesting you something is something that can be a very big game changer and we can bring up exciting possibilities for organizations and brands who are in different sectors.
Hmm.
The other
So
thing that I can yeah, please go ahead.
no, so I just wanted to add that essentially adding more parameters to our analysis is where we're actually moving from a basic analytical report to a more personalized and, like you mentioned, a hyper personalized
Yes.
recommendation history, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what else can we expect in this aspect?
So, proactive customer engagement is also that can be done through AI. So there are customer success platforms like Gain Insight, PX. So these are what they are doing is they are helping you predict the customer churn rates. Now, these platforms analyze the usage patterns. They identify the customers who might be at risk of leaving. Then what the AI can do now is, or maybe in the future can do is, they can trigger an outreach email to like from the CSMs and can suggest targeted incentives to retain the customer. So the work, like what right now is happening is I'm getting to know that this customer might leave in some time. So what the customer success manager or the CSM or the CSM like CS team does is they reach out to the customer and try and understand things and resolve that and try to retain it. But what if that thing is done through AI? They are sending an outreach, triggering outreach efforts on emails to from the CSM to the customer and then also giving them incentives basis their answers or something and then trying to retain the customer. So it will be minimizing so much effort from a CSM perspective. Uh, and to be helping them in actually so there are a lot of companies which have like thousands and thousands of customers or clients with them. Now a single CSM may be handling 100 or maybe 200 accounts. Now, it's not manually possible to actually entertain these number of clients on a particular day. So these are classified into, A, B, C, or maybe different metrics, and these can be classified as low touch points or high touch point customers. Now, the ones which are in the low touch points or ones which do not have to, uh, or maybe do not need that, or maybe the revenue share is basis whatever the algorithm is there within the company, we can trigger AI outreach, and then they can actually help us retain the customer, increasing the customer retention as well.
Right. So, do you think gamification of these processes would definitely incentivize the interaction of the customers? Like, if we like, essentially what cred does, right?
Yeah,
Cred
definitely.
has a very interactive user flow wherein you will have coins, you'll have games, you'll have rewards, and they have the poker based game where you actually slide up and slide down, and you roll up and you end up making some cash back or something. So, in your opinion, have you seen anything like this that has really enhanced
So
the customer success?
yeah, so what I believe is what Cred is doing might be something like it's working for Cred because like it always depends on industry to industry.
Correct.
It is like, yeah, so it's working for Cred because users are like, the customers, the end users of Cred are getting some coins or maybe some rewards which they are utilizing in like, in their daily operations. Now, when I talk about SaaS companies or when I talk about big enterprise companies, they for them gamification might not be that relevant because then the amount that they are giving as a part of gamification might not be sustainable for them in long run and might also not be very beneficial for the customer as well. So if you are doing a high end purchase, it might not be very maybe gamification in a way like, you are just giving them an experience of sitting at home and then having the entire feel of the maybe let's say a car, like what Amazon is right now doing, that if you buy a furniture from them, they are giving you an option to place the furniture at a place where you want to, so that you can see if that size fits you or not. So that's what I'm saying. So it is depending upon the industry, nature of business, this can be or cannot be effective strategy. uh, what I
So
feel
we
is,
can understand there are challenges that are coming in. Like you mentioned, it might not be like a standard structure that, okay, this works for this, customer success in one industry. It may or may not, be replicated likewise in the other industry as well, because there are challenges like you mentioned. So,
yeah.
what challenges exist when it comes to AI implementation in customer success? And like you have already mentioned, like companies are addressing these changes very effectively. But in your experience and understanding, what could be prominent challenges that we can expect, or are currently being faced by organizations around AI implementation in their
So
processes?
there might be data biasness. So the
Hmm.
AI algorithms that are there are only as good when the data like as good as on the data that they are trained on. So if the
Correct.
data is different or maybe they're not trained on that particular data set, there can be biased or can lead to an unfair customer experience as well. So that is something which can be a problem. But coming to a solution for that is like companies must ensure that their training data is diverse and is representative to their customer base as well. Regularly auditing that data and for biasness and then implementing safeguards to mitigate that its impact is very important, because if not that, it might some way or the other might not be satisfying each and every customer. So when you'll be just actually calculating your CSAT, there might be instances where the result that you're getting through like, the using AI might not be that good. Then there can be lack of transparency as well. So there are like, complex AI models where you are just asking the AI to do something and it's doing that for you, but you're not very sure if what it's doing is correct or not. So lack of transparency can also be like, not helping you in maintaining the customer trust. So using explainable AI solutions and like using tools that can help like, explain how the AI made those decisions, forecasting the trust with customers and regulators will help you manage this lack of transparency as well. There can be integration challenges as well. When I say integration challenges, it means that we can like, right now do CRM integrations with AI, and if the CRM integration is not done properly, and the customer data platforms can be complex and time consuming as well. So it is not always necessary that whenever we are doing an AI implementation or a CRM implementation with AI, there can be a lot of challenges. So investing in technology with open AIs, and then, like, smoothly doing the integration with the existing system, planning the seamless integration beforehand, during process during the implementation. So these all things can actually help us manage those challenges. Of course, there will be, like, if we talk about something, there can be good and bad both, right? So these things can actually
Correct.
help you manage these problems, like, if you are well versed, or maybe enhancing your data and then doing regular check-ins and checkups of the data that you're putting in, or maybe explaining to the AI, then these things can be resolved as well. So yeah.
Right. So I think we've gotten a very comprehensive understanding of what customer success uh, silo can look with AI, how it would have challenges around implementations, etc. Devyani, I must say that you come with a very strong understanding of customer success, with so much of brand knowledge, so much of I would say customer understanding, I would say consumer psychology understanding. So it was great to understand from your perspective about AI that can be very game changing in this particular aspect. Thank you so much for joining us today, Devyani. And it has been a really great opportunity to have this conversation with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sneha. Thank you for having me. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you, audience. We'll connect with you soon.